Your time is up, my time is now.
Good morning, world. I'm your host, Ashley McKinley.
And I'm Aaron Robinson.
Today we're going to discuss Toyota operations in Switzerland.
And now for a quick overview in Swiss Culture and Trade Agreement by Marques Bonner.
Hi there, this is Marques Bonner, and today I'm going to be talking about the overview and the Swiss economic culture along with the trade agreement. So, an overview of Toyota Company, their home country is located in Japan, but they operate globally with 53 overseas manufacturing companies in 28 different regions out in the entire world. They also have vehicles sold in over 120 countries and regions. However, when it comes to Switzerland, they do not manufacture any vehicles in there. Toyota does have FDIs in Switzerland through its subsidiaries. It is able to distribute its products in that country through dealerships. The economic culture and the trade agreement with Switzerland. So Switzerland has the second highest gross domestic product per capita in the world. The European Union is Switzerland's main trading partner. Around 78% of Swiss imports are from the European Union, while 43% of Swiss exports are destined for the EU countries. The trade agreement that Japan has with Switzerland is the Switzerland-Japan Free Trade and Economic Partnership, which was entered into September 1st, 2009. It marks a new era for economic partnership between Japan and Switzerland and provides a basis for further strengthening of bilateral relationships between the two countries, especially through the trade and investment. There are 51 independent states in the continent of Europe, but only 27 make up the European Union. Switzerland chose to opt out and is not a part of the European Union. So even though they do trade within the EU, they are not formally part of the EU. Switzerland has consistently maintained a positive trade balance, exporting more than 10% over its imports. They also believe in quality over quantity. They do not produce things in mass bulk. They actually prefer quality, and they'll take their time for production of goods and services. They are also a leader in innovative technology with a highly skilled workforce that will allow for the value added of labor hours to be one of the highest in the world, and they subsequently are able to keep the costs comparatively low. So in summary, we're going to talk about Toyota, and then we're going to talk about Switzerland. So first, I'll start off with Toyota. Toyota, their home country is in Japan, but they do operate globally. They have manufacturing companies in over 53 different countries and 28 different regions of the world. Through FDIs, they are able to sell their vehicles through their 3 different dealerships that operate in Switzerland. Now, Switzerland's culture, they maintain a positive trade balance, and they have one of the highest gross domestic products within the world. They currently export 10% more than they import. Switzerland is not a part of the European Union. However, they do most of their trading with the European Union. About 70% of their trades are between Switzerland and the European Union. Japan, realizing this, has opted into going into a trade agreement with Switzerland, Japanese Switzerland Free Trade and Economic Partnership, which was entered in 2009. So through that, they were able to have free trade and investments between Japan and Switzerland in order to boost up sales of Toyota in the country of Switzerland.
And now we have the SWOT analysis by Ashton McKinney.
Hi, it's Ashton McKinley here, and I will be talking to you regarding the SWOT analysis. SWOT meaning strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Toyota's number one strength is them being the most valuable car brand in the world. The second is the use of their green technologies. Their weakness is the large vehicle recalls. Their opportunities on their ongoing demand for green and fuel-efficient vehicles. Their threats are the higher demand for electric cars. Toyota's strength is that they are the most valuable car make in the world, valuing at $171.8 billion according to Forbes. This is due to the strong market position across the globe, with Japan being the largest at 45.5%. Another strength is that Toyota's use of their advancement of green technologies. In 2007, the Toyota Prius was named Switzerland's greenest car. One of Toyota's weaknesses is the large vehicle recalls over the past decade. Just in the last year, they have had 2.9 million vehicles recalled in Japan due to a faulty airbag inflator, which resulted in 16 deaths. This gives the company a really bad look. So what the company will have to do is they will need some benchmarking to examine what needs to be done in the future. Toyota has an opportunity to flourish due to the ongoing demand of green hybrid cars. The Toyota Prius being a top-selling hybrid in history, Toyota has a first-mover advantage over other car makers. One of Toyota's biggest threats is the higher demand in electric cars. Toyota unveiled an electric car in September, but in November, the CEO announced that they won't be ready for mass production, which Tesla is the number 5 most valuable car brand, and their Model S was the world's best-selling plug-in electric car in 2015 and 2016. This puts Toyota behind the curve and causes a threat to their future sales. Now we'll be moving on to Letitia Fuse with the value chain analysis.
Hello, this is Letitia, and I'll be discussing the value chain. The primary activities in Toyota's value chain analysis include the inbound logistics, operations, outbound logistics, and marketing and sales and service. Toyota Motors have established and maintained the image of producing reliable and long-lasting vehicles, largely due to their well-designed and moderate operation process.
So Toyota in Switzerland has showed a lot of innovative technology, as well as highly skilled workforce in the labor hour, as well as maintained one of the highest in the world. This also helps them keep the cost comparatively low, as well as on the completion of the operation process. When we're looking at it through the value chain, the final products are transferred over to the retailers as well as the wholesales and to the customers, and this ultimately finalizes everything. Toyota has full control over this whole process, as well as the vehicles in distribution from being to the factory all the way to the branches, as well as being delivered to the right place in the right time. The value chain of it, Toyota maintains their relationships with all of their vendors. They also have a good image with everyone, and their popularity over the years they have always provided reliable cars to everyone. And they also use the just-in system, which basically keeps track of the supply that they get in demand from the supply chain and their customers. Now, the marketing department also assigns new products to the precise group of targeted customers as well.
All right, and our next topic is going to be the competitive advantage with Abdullah Akatani.
Hello, this is Abdullah. I'll be talking about competitive advantage. Germany-made cars are popular in Switzerland, Volkswagen and Mercedes, and take up the majority of market share. Second, Toyota is the leading non-European seller in Switzerland and plays 10 in sales in the country. Well, Toyota is one of the best brands in the world, but it isn't better for Switzerland. And speaking of shipment, it is way less than getting cars from Japan to Switzerland. Second, Volkswagen remained the top car selling in Switzerland, and that is because Swiss love luxury cars. And in fact, most of German cars are luxury, and they usually make their cars by metal, not fiberglass, which is a good thing that Swiss people like.
Thank you, Abdullah. Now we're going to pass it on to Aaron on the currency exchange rates and the power purchasing parity.
Switzerland has one of the highest purchasing power parity in the world when assigning all values of goods and service to the US dollar. The Swiss franc is valued less than the euro. 1 Swiss franc is equal to 0.86 euros as of today, November 30th, 2017. It has a very favorable exchange rate, making it attractive for trade between the two countries. Also, 1 Swiss franc is equal to 113.76 Japanese yen as of today, November 30th, 2017. With the Swiss franc offers more negative short-term interest rates and is less volatile than the yen. When traveling to other countries, you will discover some are more expensive than others as far as goods cost in your home country. Switzerland's problem is that it's almost too credible as a safe haven. People desperately want to hold the currency to shield themselves from the risk of seeing elsewhere, particularly in the euro area. So ultimately, they have cut rates even more negative, and there's a real possibility that interest rates could go much lower in the future. Statistics show Switzerland's share in the global gross domestic product (GDP) adjustment for purchasing power parity from 2012 to 2022. In 2017, Switzerland's estimated share in the global GDP adjusted for PPP was approximately 0.39%, which speaks volumes. All right, thank everybody for joining and covering Toyota operations in Switzerland.
Bye.
Your time is up, my time is now. You can't